Another day, another story. Sudan, the third largest country in Africa by area, Sudan, or the Republic of the Sudan, is located in northeast Africa, and has a population of about 47 million. The Sudanese armed forces are the country's regular armed forces, consisting of 5 branches with a combined strength of around 200,000 soldiers: the Sudanese Army, Sudanese Navy, including the Marine Corps, Sudanese Air Force, Border Patrol, and Internal Affairs Defense Force. A civil war between rival factions of Sudan's military government began on April 15, 2023. Conflicts erupted in western Sudan's capital city of Khartoum, and the Darfur area served as the catalyst for it. Attacks on important government locations by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces, R.S.F, signaled the start of hostilities. All around Sudan, especially in Khartoum, there have been reports of airstrikes, artillery, and gunfire. Sudan is on the verge of another civil war as a result of the rivalry between the two generals, R.S.F leader Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo and Sudan's de facto leader and army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. On April 15, 2023, the Rapid Support Force, R.S.F, attacked a number of Sudanese Armed Force, SAF, positions throughout the country, including in Khartoum, the capital. In retaliation, the Sudanese Air Force declared all airports in the nation closed and attacked R.S.F strongholds in Khartoum with airstrikes. At the headquarters of the state television station Sudan TV, after the newsreader started reading an article about the situation in Khartoum while gunshots could be heard in the distance, the channel cut to music and interrupted the newscast. In Khartoum, checkpoints were erected and bridges and roadways were shut down. All routes leading south of Khartoum, according to the R.S.F, have been shut off. On April 17, 2023, battle erupted in front of the army headquarters gates in Khartoum, with artillery being heard coming from both the northern and southern portions of the capital. Fighting continued in Khartoum on April 18, 2023, as fighter jets flew through the city and launched assaults against what seemed to be R.S.F sites. To fend off the assaults, the R.S.F employed powerful artillery and anti-aircraft defense systems. According to reports, armed personnel have infiltrated a number of Khartoum hospitals. Additionally, medical facilities have reported a lack of medical staff, electricity, and water. The government of Japan declared on April 19, 2023 that it was prepared to evacuate its roughly 60 residents from Sudan, making it the first foreign country to do so. In a joint statement, the diplomatic missions of Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, South Korea, Spain, Switzerland, Sweden, the United Kingdom, the United States, and the European Union in Sudan, urged the combatants to uphold their legal responsibilities, particularly to protect civilians, diplomats, and humanitarian actors, prevent further escalation, and begin negotiations to resolve the conflict. Despite the continued ceasefire, the R.S.F claimed that on April 20, 2023, it successfully resisted a soft attack on its positions in Omdurman, a significant Sudanese city, in the morning by shooting down 2 helicopters. Heavy fighting persisted in Khartoum on April 22, 2023, especially in the vicinity of the airport and the presidential palace. SAF agreed to ensure the safe airlift out of Sudan of diplomats and nationals from the UK, US, France, and China. The Saudi armed forces assisted in the evacuation of 150 foreign people from Port Sudan by boat to Jeddah. Internet connectivity was barely 2% of normal levels on April 23, 2023, according to cybersecurity watchdog organization NetBlocks, which reported a nearly total internet outage across Sudan. It implied that attacks on the electric grid were to blame for the power outages. Using 6 Boeing CH-47 Chinook helicopters, 100 U.S. diplomats and citizens of the U.S. Embassy were evacuated with the aid of U.S. Navy SEALs and Army Special Forces, who were among the additional forces ordered to Camp Lemonnier in Djibouti. The SOF accused the R.S.F of destroying the telecom exchange in Khartoum on April 24, 2023, which resulted in a loss of internet service across the country and decreased connection in Chad, whose internet infrastructure is interconnected with Sudan's. According to the Indian External Affairs Ministry, 2 Indian Air Force C-130J aircraft were on standby in Jeddah as part of evacuation preparations, while the Indian Navy's INS Samatha had arrived in Port Sudan. According to the World Health Organization, which cited Sudan's Federal Health Ministry, at least 459 people have died and more than 4,000 have been injured as a result of the fighting as of April 25. On April 26, 2023, the R.S.F published a video on its YouTube channel in which it asserted control over the Gari oil refinery and power plant, located more than 70 kilometers north of Khartoum, where battle was still raging and new confrontations had been reported in the West Kordofan and West Darfur districts. Some of Khartoum's 5 million inhabitants were stranded in their houses without electricity or water for days as a result of the war. According to the Sudan Doctors Union, 52 hospitals, or around 70% of the institutions in the area, went out of operation in the capital and surrounding areas. 5 ambulances were targeted by armed troops, 9 hospitals were bombarded, and 19 were forced to evacuate. People were given food, medicine, and information about safe ways to flee the city by a grassroots initiative using the hashtag #NoToWar. Abdullah Hamdok, a former prime minister, publicly urged Al-Burhan and Dagalo to put an end to their hostilities. The work of putting an end to war is difficult and complex, requiring a concerted effort from all parties concerned. Although there are no quick cures or simple fixes, history has demonstrated that battles can be ended via communication, compromise, and negotiation. The secret is to deal with the underlying issues that lead to conflict, encourage repentance and trust building, and foster an environment that supports long-term peace. It is crucial to keep in mind that war has a significant cost, not only in terms of misery and human lives lost, but also in terms of the advancement of the economy and society. For the long-term stability and development of societies, it is therefore not only morally necessary but also strategically and practically wise to invest in peace and conflict resolution. We want a speedy restoration of peace in the Sudan. Thanks for watching.